Okay, this is therapeutic yoga to relieve stress. And this is Shannon. She's going to be demonstrating today. So Shannon, why don't you go ahead and go back to your mat and I will pin you to the screen so you can see what you're doing. And let's go ahead and start standing. So just take a few breaths here, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Just start to bring yourself onto your mat, leaving everything else behind. Anything that happened before this class is in the past, and everything that's going to happen after this class is in the future. So try to stay here with me in the present. Just take a few more breaths, just slowly inhaling and exhaling. And now I want you to slowly make your inhales and exhales a little bit deeper. And now I want you to try and make the exhales a little bit longer than the inhales. The tension associated with stress is stored mainly in the muscles, the diaphragm, and the nervous system. So as we make our exhales a little bit longer, this activates our parasympathetic nervous system and tells our muscles to relax. Because when a part of the body is tense, blood flow to that area decreases, reducing immunity. Yoga works on that area to relieve tension, improve blood flow to the entire body, stabilizing the heart rate and blood pressure. Rapid, shallow breathing becomes deep and slow, allowing a higher intake of oxygen and removing stress from the body and the mind. Take a couple more deep breaths like this. And even though this looks like you're not doing a lot in mountain pose, it requires you to concentrate and focus the mind to a single point, which is an excellent stress management tool. It can also help to free up tightness in the shoulders and hips, which are common spots for emotional tension to accumulate. And now we're going to inhale the arms up into palm tree. And exhale, making those exhales long and smooth. Inhale up. Exhaling down. Take a few more breaths like this. The breath and the movement starts and stops at the same time. So as we concentrate on the breath, this helps us to relax, bring focus back to the mind. Take one more breath like this. And now turn sideways to the camera and Shannon. Inhale up. Exhale into chair, keeping the back flat. Keeping the knees up the ankles. Take a few breaths here. Long, slow inhales. Long, slow exhales. Your weight is in your heels. You should be able to wiggle your toes. And then inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands down by your side. Let's do that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale to chair. And this time I want you to bring your hands to your heart and bring your left elbow to your right knee. Twisting the diaphragm, engaging that muscle. Inhaling and exhaling. Take one more breath here. Exhale. Inhale and twist, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale up. Exhale to chair. Now bring your right elbow to your left knee. Take one more deep breath here. Inhale, untwist. Exhale, hands to heart. And go ahead and face the camera again. Inhale up. Exhale to one side. Stretching the whole side of the body. Releasing tension in the shoulders and the neck. Reaching up, see if you can't engage the top muscles in your back on that side. Take one more breath here. And then inhale to center. Exhale, hands to heart. Give you a little rest in between sides. And then inhale up. Exhale to the other side. Take a couple more deep breaths here. And then inhale all the way up. And exhale down. And then turn to the side. Step your left foot forward, right foot back on an angle. Front knee is bent. Inhale the arms up into warrior one. Take a couple deep breaths here. And see if you can't reach up from the shoulders, moving the upper back muscles, lifting out of the waist, reaching the crown of your head towards the ceiling. And then exhale into warrior two, arms wide. Trying to reach the opposite walls with your hands stretching across the upper back, engaging the abs. And keeping that front knee bent, just tip the arms into triangle. Stretching that upper arm towards the ceiling. And then if it feels okay, go ahead and straighten that front leg. Either position will work, whichever works best for you. You notice that we're not leaning on that leg. We want to be able to move our arms. Our body is holding us up, not leaning on the leg. And then using that top arm, bring yourself back up into warrior two. Straighten the front leg. And turn the other leg out. So now we're doing warrior one on the other side. Front leg is straight. Back leg is on an angle. Front knee is bent. Reaching up, engaging the shoulders. Engaging the abs. Reaching the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Lifting up. Take a couple more deep breaths here. And then transition into warrior two. Again, trying to reach your arms to the opposite side of the room. Stretching across the back. Engaging the abs, lifting out of the waist. And then just tipping the arms sideways, keeping the front knee bent. Into triangle pose. Now remember, it's not so important to be reaching for the floor. It's more important that the chest is wide open. And then if it feels okay, go ahead and straighten that front leg. Take one more deep breath here. Inhale back to warrior two. Take a deep breath and then come back to mountain pose. Go ahead and face the camera. Now in mountain pose, your feet can be hip distance apart, like Shannon is showing you now, or you can bring your toes and heels together, big toe and your heel together all the way. Yeah, there you go. Or you can stand like this. It all depends on your balance. Take a couple deep breaths here. Really ground your feet into the floor, all four corners. And feel the strength come up your legs, into your shoulders, shooting out the top of the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Feel the focus and strength of mountain pose. Now we're going to do a couple balance poses. So we're going to start with tree, and Shannon, I want you to start with your hands at your heart. I want you to bring your left ankle to your left toes to your right ankle. But keep your toes on the floor. So this is the first position. Depending upon your balance, you want to start here. And if it feels comfortable, bring your foot up a little bit farther on the leg. Now you can bring your leg up as far as it's comfortable, but start here. And move up as you are more balanced. So Shannon's a dancer, so she has that over us. Many of us can't go this far. But Shannon will stand there in balance for a long time. And go ahead and grow your tree up. And your hands can be out like this, or they can be palms facing each other. You decide what works best for you. But concentrate on the balance, lifting up from the waist. Then if you fall out, that's okay, just come back. And then when you're ready, release your hands to your heart. And then release your leg. And take a couple deep breaths here. Just balancing out your body now, making sure all four corners of both feet are now grounded into the ground. And when you feel ready, let's do the other side. So starting with your toes on the floor and your heel to your ankle. Take a few breaths here first. And then start to bring your foot up your leg as far as is comfortable for you. And sometimes one leg will be different than the other. That's fine. It's just your body. We're all unique. And then maybe grow your tree up. And when you're ready, bring your hands back to your heart. And then release your foot. Back to mountain pose. Release your arms down. And just take a couple deep breaths here. Bring your balance back to the center. Now this next pose really requires a lot of concentration. So do it at whatever point works for you best. So let's start with the legs. So bring your left leg over your right leg. Just at the ankle is good. Yeah, keep your foot on the floor for now. And then bring one arm under the other. So left arm under right. And you can stay here, bring your hands together. Maybe lift your foot off the floor and come to a little bit of a seated position with the knees bent. Whatever works for you. And maybe press the elbows up. Eagle pose. This helps free up tightness in the hips and the shoulders. And helps release emotional energy. Take a couple more deep breaths here. And then release the arms. Release the legs. Come back to mountain pose. Take a few breaths here. Bringing balance to both sides of the body. Long, slow inhales. Long, slow exhales. And when you're ready, let's do the other side. And the challenge is to remember which side you did your arms. And then maybe lift your leg off the floor. Maybe come to a seated, minor seated position. And then lift your elbows up. And again, you'll find that one side might be easier than the other. It just depends on the way your body works. And don't forget to breathe. Long, slow inhales. Long, slow exhales. And then release the arms, release the legs, standard mountain pose. And take a few breaths here, just allowing your body to feel the moves of the balancing poses. Bring your body back into balance on both sides. And then go ahead and turn to the side. Inhale the arms up and come into a slight back bend, whatever's comfortable for you. Maybe on the next exhale, excuse me, maybe on the next exhale, come back a little bit farther. Whatever feels comfortable. And then on the next exhale, bring your arms back down. Take a deep breath. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips, grabbing your elbows. Just releasing any tension. This pose helps quiet the mind, balance the nervous system, and promote feelings of calm and peace. Also helps to release the hamstrings, which often get bound up when you're in fight or flight mode. And just take a few breaths here, releasing completely. And then release the arms down and take a few breaths here. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale up. Exhale, fold, hinging at the hips. Step the left foot back. Step the right foot back. Coming into plank. And you might find in this position that your elbows are overextended. And that's just the way your body may be built. Many of my students are. And then just Bend the elbows just slightly to release the tension there. Pushing the floor away so you're not sinking into your shoulders. And then press into downward facing dog. Spreading your fingers wide, spreading your shoulder blades wide. Kick the left foot straight up. Bend at the knee, drape over your bottom, under your left arm. Releasing the hips. And then straighten that leg back out. Come back to downward facing dog. Take a couple deep breaths here. Kick the other foot up. Bend at the knee, drape over your bottom, opening the hips wide. Releasing the tension in that hip. Kick the left leg up. And release back to downward facing dog. Bring your knees to the outside of the mat and press into child's pose. And this is your resting pose. If at any time during the practice you feel like you need a rest, stop the tape, come into child's pose, and take a few breaths here. And on your next inhale, come up to all fours. And on an exhale, round the back. And on an inhale, arch the back. Just going back and forth. The movement and the breath starts and stops at the same time. And see if you can't feel each vertebra as you move through it. This cat-cow combination offers relief for the spine and the muscles in the back, and helps to steady your breathing as you move, which assists in calming the mind. And then come back to neutral back. Reach the left arm forward, right leg back. And you can leave your foot on the floor or you can raise it, depending upon how you feel in this balanced position. But try to reach the opposite wall with your hand and your foot, stretching diagonally across the back. And then release the hand, bend the knee and bring it towards your nose, rounding the back, and then release the foot. And do the other side. You want to keep the hips square to the ground, so you're not necessarily lifting that leg very far, just enough to keep the hips squared to the ground. Really reaching diagonally across the back. And then release the hand, release the knee to the nose, rounding the back. And then release the leg and press into child's pose. Spread your fingers wide, spread your shoulder blades wide. And then when you're ready, come up to all fours. And transition to sitting with your legs straight, facing the camera, keeping your legs wide. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, bring your hands to the floor in front of you. Take a deep breath. Exhale and maybe move a little forward. Keeping your feet flexed, pressing the back, the knees into the ground. And take a few breaths here. And then inhale, coming slowly back up. Your arm is towards the ceiling. Exhale, release the arms down. And then turning to the side, bring both your legs together. Inhale the arms up. Reach up towards the ceiling, reach the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Stack the vertebra. Take a deep breath. Exhale, hinging at the hips towards your feet. And depending on your flexibility, you can put your hands anywhere on your legs. We take a few breaths here. And you might notice on the exhale that you can go just a little bit farther. Just releasing the muscles. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, hands to heart. Bring your right knee up. Hug the knee with your hands, bring it as close as possible. Keeping the left leg straight, feet flexed, foot flexed, back the knee pressed into the ground. Take a deep breath. Exhale towards the bent leg. Once again, twisting the diaphragm, releasing the tension. And then inhale, untwist, bringing the right foot to the left thigh. And then release. Bend the left leg. Hug it to your chest. Flex the right foot. Press the back, the knee into the ground. Twist towards the bent leg. Inhale, untwist. Putting your left leg to your inner thigh, knee on the ground. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, release the arms down. Bring the knee up. Straighten the legs. And let's bring the other knee up with the foot to the thigh and the knee open. There we go. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release the arms. Bring the knee up, straighten the legs. Shake them out. Come down onto your back with your knees to your chest. Bring the squeeze, rock left and right. Giving yourself a little lower back massage. And then make a T with your arms. Put your feet at the outer edges of your mat. On an exhale, let the knees fall to one side. And then inhale, bring them back up. And exhale to the other side. So do that a couple times with your own breath, inhaling up and exhaling down. Just bringing a little fluid into the hips. And then the next time, bring your knees back to your chest. Give them a squeeze, rock left and right. Stretch your arms out in a T. Let your knees fall to the left. Turn your head to the right. And then inhale your knees up and over to the other side. Turn your head to the left. Then inhale your knees back up. Give them a squeeze. And roll to your right side. Push the floor away. Let's bring our mat to the wall for legs up the wall. And by bringing your hips next to the wall and then sliding your legs up, and then rotating your body down. You might have to wiggle a little bit to get into this position. But if you want pillows up behind your head or under your back, you can do that. Just make yourself comfortable. This is a perfect way to relax, allowing your hips and low back to take a break. It's also a great way to unwind before you go to bed. And it gives a chance to let your racing mind dissipate a little bit. And it also has a therapeutic impact on a high level of blood pressure. And gently stretches the back of the legs and the back. It helps reduce anxiety, stress, fatigue, insomnia, headaches, backaches. It's just a wonderful pose to end your practice or end your day. And just start to scan your body, starting at your toes and working your legs, up the back of the body, front of the body, into the shoulders, and the arms and fingers, the neck and the head. And now relax your scalp, relax your eyes, relax your jaw and your tongue. Allow your teeth to separate. Relax your shoulders. Relax your upper arms. Relax your lower arms. Relax your hands and your fingers, hips and your knees, feet and your ankles. Allow your exhales to be longer than your inhales. Start to make your inhales longer than your exhales. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Bend your knees, roll to your right side. Take a couple deep breaths here. Now when you're ready, push the floor away, come to a comfortable seated position, hands to heart. Inhale up. Thank yourself for practicing yoga. Exhale down. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.